Hey, it's Kimberlee and welcome back to my channel. I make videos on all things lifestyle on a budget, and just as quickly as I unpacked, it is now time to pack everything back up because my month away is over and I'm going to be heading back to the airport soon. Let's hope that this trip going back isn't too crazy, but I feel like whenever you're flying into New York, delays and drama are like looming in the air. I'm gonna hope that since this is a red eye, there won't be any delays or anything like that, just because it's like the middle of the night. So it's a couple days before I leave, like 2 days. So this is kind of like last minute for me at least. But I just did some laundry, and while I'm waiting for some of that to dry, I'm gonna start gathering and just kind of playing in my head what I'm going to be wearing the next few days so that I don't pack that up. But yes, I'm going to be using all my packing cubes again. I just unloaded them all out of my luggage, got my covers. And yes, this time I will be putting my blender in my checked luggage. Because if you saw my video leaving to come here, my blade was confiscated. So we got a replacement blade. Everything is all good, but I'm going to save myself the hassle and I'm going to put it in my checked luggage. I still can't believe I did that, but it's okay. There's quite a few things that I didn't end up using up. So the good thing about having multiple casts is I get to pass these on to some other people. Like I didn't even use those paper towels, some extra condiments. So I'm kind of using that up in the food that I'm still eating, but then I'm just going to pass it forward so I don't waste anything. I absolutely love these packing cubes, especially with the compression. It makes things so much easier in the organization. And yes, I'll do whatever I can to make sure that they close up, but it just makes putting everything into my luggage that much easier. About to do one of my most favorite things here in Sacramento. I'm going to the farmer's market. I know you're just thinking like, oh, the farmer's market, what about it? But this one is literally the best. It's the best one I've ever been to. It's so much fun. You see so many people. It's such a vibe. Like it just feels so alive. So I'm about to go do that for the last time and I'm pretty sad about it. But I can't wait to grab a kombucha and get it going. Okay, so it's Monday and I am not in New York. I'm still here. I think I might have jinxed JetBlue in my last video when I was like, I never have a problem with them. Because yesterday at 8 a.m., those of us that are on this specific flight that was supposed to be a red eye on Sunday night, I feel like your flight's canceled, and there's not another one, so you're gonna get the one on Monday night, the Monday red eye. So, which is crazy because I was thinking it was because of the weather, but then other people in our cast that were on different flights, different airlines at the same time, like they left. So, I don't know, JetBlue. Did you not have a crew? Was it the weather that like messed up y'all on the far end, and so you couldn't even come here? Like. So now the show's done. I'm grateful I get another day in paradise though, because it's super nice, super warm out. My grand plan was to come back and get right to working on set. I don't know if you know, but I'm usually like a stand-in on set, etc. But there's a strike, which is rightfully so because there are a lot of issues that need to be handled. I have worked on set for many years and we be fighting for our rights. So I'm fun employed like to the ninth degree right now. So I don't actually have anything to be rushing back to. So overall, anyway, just to say that it's actually fine. Maybe this is my vacation. Packing situation is actually kind of complicated this time around. The suitcase is being like slightly smaller than like the full-size one. I'm definitely feeling it because there's obviously a couple more things I'm bringing back. I'm bringing back my script and score, all of that, because I do actually want it. Okay, so I just closed up my duffel out of like, girl, you need to stop stuffing things in there. But it is a tight pack. This is that travel bag that we all know and love from my video. I have some space in there. I'm gonna have to put like my makeup bag in here. I've got like my electronics in the back. My airplane attire is there with some sweats, which is funny because it's like 100-degree weather, so I'm gonna be dying, but on the airplane it's always cold. I have this giant space I made open because I'm gonna be putting my toiletries bag in there. Let me show you how that one is looking. See, I still have this bag and you're probably wondering like, where's that gonna go? I am too, so we'll see. And then here's my toiletries I'm bringing back. Some stuff's actually not in here because I did use it up, which is good, but you know, it's still gonna be a tight squeeze. I don't know how people do with like less products. I need every one of these things. Like every one of these was used while I was out here. Okay, it's me again and I'm still packing. It is 3:06 and I didn't realize that my company will just ship things home for us for free. So I'm actually going to be shipping this entire bag of stuff. I think it's just gonna work out better so that my luggage isn't just stuffed. This is just looking a little bit more cleaner than it was before. So I'm gonna go over to FedEx and drop off all this stuff and I'll see it in like 10 days when it ships out. And now my flight is no longer delayed. They delayed it, then they said it wasn't delayed as much, and then now they're like, your flight's back to being on time. So I feel like I have a good shot of actually getting home tonight. So that's great. Okay, for like the last 10 minutes, I thought I lost this. I'm so annoying. We've got our luggage scale, so I'm going to weigh my carry-on just out of curiosity because it feels kind of heavy, but I'm not going to change anything about it. I just want to know how much it actually weighs. Okay, great. So it is 23 pounds, and if you remember when I did a review on this in my travel essentials, I said that when I got to the airport, everything weighed about 2 pounds less, so that means that this is about 21 pounds. Alrighty, 43. Okay, that's good. 43 is good, as long as it's under 50. So this is ready to go. I'm trying not to fall asleep because it feels like nighttime. It's almost 9 o'clock and I'm gonna be leaving for the airport soon. Now would actually be a good time to do a full room tour. I took a video of this when I first arrived and I was really taken back. Like, to me, you know, compared to New York City apartment standards, this is super nice. This is a hotel, but still, this is bigger than my studio. So I definitely felt like I was lapping in the luxury. I would come back to Sacramento in a heartbeat. I absolutely loved it. And how come all the best magnets are always at the airport? Also, JetBlue, we took off an hour later than expected. So what was going on there, not sure. But I took this cute little video while everyone else was sleeping. And before I knew it, I was back in New York. And it's crazy to get off the plane and suddenly be immersed back into New York culture, which is literally hustle bustle, tons of people everywhere. But I did get my bags and that was that. I'm home. I'm back in New York. It felt really cute to just grab my good camera. Thank you for bearing with me with my iPad and my phone. To grab my camera, to grab my lights, to just be on my couch and just like take it all in, then I am back. JetBlue, man, my headphones wouldn't work in the jack that they had, and I have the ones that you can like put in. I used them on the way out, it was fine. I had overheard someone else who, they bought earphones on the plane and tried to use them and it wasn't working. So I don't know what was going on with JetBlue, but that wasn't working. So I had no sound. I was like, what am I gonna do for all this time? I always like to watch a video. I always like to just watch a movie for a little bit, sleep for a bit, and then usually like I'm back. I mean, it was only like a 5-hour flight, but then the internet wasn't working for a bit and I was like, oh my gosh, am I just gonna be like twiddling my thumbs for 5 hours? So it wasn't the best flight back. Having my flight canceled and rebooked to the next day for another red eye, like definitely not ideal circumstances. When I first walked into my apartment, I felt so like confused. I was hit with actually so much color, and I know it sounds crazy, but follow me on this journey. My room was all muted tones at that hotel. You saw the walkthrough of my room where I stayed, so darker hues. Yes, the bathroom was white and bright and all that, but everything else was very dark. So coming into my apartment, I was like, whoa, like the color of my floors, this wood floor, like just shot up to me so much. And then like the color of the walls and all of the different things in my apartment that have like a pop of color just really stood out. And it was kind of really cool. I was just like, wow, this is a pretty apartment. And it's like I've spent like the last 3 years being like, I've got to fix this, I've got to fix that. But I actually walked in and was like, this is really nice. Sometimes you need that reflective moment. But then also I have this other thing too, and please tell me, anyone else, if you've been away from your home for a really long time, when you go back, do you feel taller? Like everything seemed very short and like, I don't know, I just always felt taller. It's the same thing when I go to my house that I grew up in. When I've come back from college, or even now when I come back, I feel so much taller. Like everything just feels like it's lower to the ground. I don't know. Someone explained that phenomenon to me, but it's like, I guess it could be that wherever I was had higher ceilings and I'm so used to that. And then coming back, everything just felt like a little bit more shrunken. But anyway, it felt really good to see all of my stuff in my apartment. I had massive issues with my apartment before I left, which I don't know. I think I did mention it in my first travel log, where my bathroom, the upstairs person, their toilet was leaking and it was leaking into my apartment. They had to like rip up all the wall, all this disgustingness. I was showering with like a giant gaping hole and just praying and hoping that no bugs or mice were gonna crawl through. Absolute headache to deal with before I was leaving for a month. But to come back and actually see it actually restored and in decent condition was such a major relief. The two things that I was super excited to reunite with when I got back, other than my camera so that y'all could actually see me clearly. Number one, my 40-ounce tumbler. I'm so happy to have this back. I don't know, this 40-ounce tumbler is like a lifeline for me. It is so nice to have this water with the cooling and all that. The water bottle that I carried out was fine. I'll talk about that in another video, but like, I miss this so much. And another thing that I'm so happy to be reunited with is my water pick, my water floss pick. Like that, just regular flossing is so tedious, and I just miss my little power washer. Yesterday I used it and I was like, the good old days. I'm so curious, let's chit chat down in the comments below. Any flight issues for you? What have you been up to this summer? What have you been doing? What have you been discovering? What new products have you been loving? Thank y'all so much for watching and hanging in with me the past month, and I will see you in the next one.